Hi, Aimee Carlotto, D&I Account Executive with PowerToFly. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about work-life balance. In my own words, how would I define work-life balance? For me, it's a matter of kind of flexibility to get my work done. So whether that means starting my day really early, but pausing it so that I can help my kids with breakfast, or knowing that if I have a personal appointment on Friday afternoon, that I can attend to that, but pick work back up on Saturday morning for an hour and really accomplish what I want. So it really comes down to flexibility and being able to flex for, when I'm working and then being able to be present for my family. How common is burnout and how can I avoid it? Burnout is common when you have a lot of responsibilities within work and when you have a lot going on at home. So, the best way to avoid burnout for me is to be able to do things that I really love. So, whether it's finding some time to read a book or for work, it's maybe creating some white space that I can be creative. I can watch a webinar that's going to help me with my career, as well as being able to just enjoy the work that I'm doing and enjoy my family when I'm spending time with them. So, those all together help me avoid feeling burnt out. What advice do you have for setting clear boundaries between work and home? This is hard for anyone that works from home because there's no clear divide. Um, you can continue working at your computer all night, but you have to be able to say, on this day, I'm going to shut my computer down at 5:30 and I'm going to spend time with my family or I'm going to start dinner. You also have to recognize if you're working on a big project, that might mean that you're going to shut your computer down at 5. You're going to spend time, at home. And then when your family maybe is bedtime, you're able to go back and accomplish the rest of what you needed that day. Um, it is making sure that if you have important meetings, that you put a note up outside your door or in your whatever your office environment is at home to let your family know that you are an important meeting. So being able to kind of set time boundaries with when you're working and then set those home boundaries so that your family knows when you are really working on something that's important. Those are the best ways that I find for creating boundaries. How do you encourage a culture of good work life balance within your organization if you're not a manager or executive? You can help by modeling some good work life balance things. So, whether that's that letting your team know I'm closing down at 5 o'clock, but I'll be back online later. It's the other thing of recognizing that what works for me might not work for my team members or people that are my manager. And knowing that, you know, I may be okay with being on Slack on Saturday and I may send you a message, but that doesn't mean that I expect anyone to reply. And letting them know ahead of time that that is okay, that you respect their weekends, their nights. Being able to just be upfront with what works for each person is really helpful. How do you avoid comparison to colleagues without children? you know, Even if someone doesn't have children, it doesn't mean that they don't have a life outside of work. And so my life outside of work might look different because of my children. I might have, sporting events and school that I have to help with my children. But, I know that colleagues that don't have children, they have things to do as well. And so I don't really compare. And I also include my family in. So, sharing pictures or when it is appropriate. My kids have popped onto Zoom meetings and said hi to colleagues or my manager. And so that really helps, my colleagues know my family as well, and allows me to feel like they're a part of my work. Can you really have it all, career, family, and stay sane? Um, it really comes down to working for an organization, having a job that you really enjoy and that understands you are, a working parent. You have a life outside of work and allowing you to bring your whole self to work. Your family, recognizing that you have a career, talking about what you're working on, your projects with your family, so they feel connected to that. That helps me feel sane. The other thing is recognizing for me, I've always wanted to work and have a family. And so this is what I asked for. And so now I feel like, um, yes, I have it all. And sometimes that's really crazy and out of control. And I have so much going on both sides. But, uh, kind of looking around and taking a moment to realize this is really what I wanted. And I am getting to have it all. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope maybe I was able to share a few tips on my perspective on work life balance, or maybe a tip that might be able to help you with your own.